Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be another classic Christmas movie review. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, this movie I'm going to be reviewing is not a classic, okay? A lot of you, it probably is. In my opinion, this movie is not a classic. And that is the 2003 Christmas black comedy, not classic. I'm going to say cult classic, because honestly, I don't feel this movie's a classic. A lot of people like it, and a lot of people don't like it. I myself am in the category of people that don't really like it, and that movie is Bad Santa. Bad Santa was a movie I was really looking forward to because I had heard many things about this movie. It's a very anti-Christmas movie, but that it's very funny and that it really does work, and that even though it's an anti-Christmas movie, it really does work and is actually very, very funny, and, you know, is actually a very good Christmas movie, and it's surprising how good it actually is, and I definitely was looking forward to it. I knew it wasn't going to be a very, you know, happy movie or anything, but after watching it, I didn't really like it. I'm gonna be honest, I did not really like this movie. I really wanted to like it. I wanted to find things I liked about it. But for everything I liked about it, there were things I didn't like about it, and we're gonna talk about why. First of all, let's get to the plot of Bad Santa. The plot of Bad Santa focuses on this guy, Willie and Marcus. They are two professional thieves, and every year, at Christmas time, Willie disguises as Santa Claus in order to rob shopping malls, and basically, he has now become an alcoholic, a sex addict, and every single year he gets even, you know, worse and worse and worse to perform as Santa, and they work at this, you know, mall in Phoenix, and, you know, he starts to have very vulgar remarks and everything, but one day there's this kid that comes up to him, Thurman, and this kid Thurman is a kid that actually thinks that he is Santa, and he kind of starts to bond with the kid and everything. And that's basically the plot of Bad Santa. There's also a subplot with the people working at the mall being very suspicious. You know, people that run the Santa Land or whatever you want to call it. Jin and Bob, they're getting very suspicious of Willie and want to do some investigation about him. And that's basically the plot of Bad Santa. Now, let's talk about some things that I did like about this movie. First of all, the acting in this movie is very good. There is very good acting in this movie. I thought the acting all across the board was really good, even though I felt there were a lot of characters that did not need to be in this movie. Let's first talk about our main one here, Billy Bob Thornton. I thought he did a very good job in this movie. His character is very unlikable, but my problem with this is that I couldn't really tell if the directors wanted us to like or dislike his character. He at first seemed like a character I completely disliked. I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. The first few minutes of this movie, I hated. I actively hated them. I was ready to, like, rant on this movie, but then this, you know, something happens, which I'll talk about. It's not a spoiler, but I'll get to it when I talk about Brett Kelly's character. But I thought he did a good job overall with his character. You know, his character is a very complex character. He's a character who didn't have a very good childhood. He's obsessed with sex and drinking and all that kind of stuff. And I thought overall he did a good job. I thought his character was very well done. He actually was nominated for a Golden Globe. Why? I don't understand why he was nominated for Golden Globe. I mean, this is nothing compared to his performance in Fargo. His character in Fargo, I thought, was a lot better than his character in Bad Santa. I know a lot of people say Sling Blade's best performance. I really want to see Sling Blade now because a lot of people say this is the best performance, and I don't agree. I think he did a good job, but my problem with his character is that he's not very likable at all, and I don't feel his character grows enough, in my opinion. I really don't feel he really doesn't have any character development. He doesn't. He's the same person he was when the movie started, and I understand he had a, you know, fucked up childhood and everything, but his character is literally the same exact person he was when the movie started. He's still vulgar, he's still into alcohol, and I understand he can't change those things, but I'm not a fan of it because of my biggest problem about the movie, which I'll get to. Let's talk about Tony Cox as Marcus. I'm very in between with his character. A lot of times his character was very annoying. I thought his character didn't need to, I understood the point of his character, But then there were times when his character I really did like, because he actually has this really cool storyline with Willie where he's starting to get sick and tired of him drinking and the sex and everything, and kind of wants him to move on and basically, not be that way anymore, and wants him to basically tell him, look, you have to get over this and everything. And I was surprised by how far his, his little plot went. I enjoyed that overall. But there were a lot of things that I didn't like about his character. Anytime he made a joke, I didn't find it very funny. And I've always been kind of annoyed by Tony Cox. He's not a bad actor by any means. He's just kind of annoying, in my opinion. He is. I thought his character was just sort of annoying, in my opinion, okay? That's the point. That's just what I want to say about his character. That I kind of found his character annoying. Let's talk about Brett Kelly, who, in my opinion, was the best in this movie. Brett Kelly really gave an awesome performance. He comes in as this very, obese kid. He's picked on a lot by a lot of people, and he actually thinks that Willie is Santa, and he was by far my favorite part of this movie. When he came into the movie, my opinion completely changed. I was like, okay, I'm really liking where this is going. The relationship between him and Willie was very well done. I thought it was the best part of the movie. You really saw Willie kind of, he kind of transformed by talking to this kid, but he didn't transform enough. Like, he should have transformed a lot more than he should have, and he didn't. And that's my problem, really, is that all the scenes with him were very well done, but then we'd have something stupid going on, like, for example, Lauren Graham's character, who is completely pointless in this movie. She is literally just there to have sex with Willie. Every single scene she's in, she just has sex with Willie, and it's stupid. And I didn't find her character interesting at all. There was nothing about her character that I liked, and I didn't like her character very much at all. John Ritter, I thought, was very, very funny. He, of course, he played the part perfectly. This is by also John Ritter's last performance before he died. Yeah, a good way to go out, because I thought he did a good job in the movie, definitely. His character is sort of the very innocent person that runs Santaland, doesn't even curse. I liked his character overall. I thought he was good. And Bernie Mac's character, I liked him as well. I thought he did a good job. And I thought that was fine, but there is a little, I don't want to say there was too much going on in the movie, but I kind of feel like there was, because really all I really cared about was the stuff with him and the kid. That's all I really cared about. Yes, I did like the stuff with, Bernie Mac's character, but let me get to my complaints with this movie. First of all, the directing this movie is a huge complaint. This director does not know what he wants to do. I'm sorry, but he doesn't. And I know that there are so many people that support this movie, and you guys can bash me all you want to, but I don't think this director, the director was Terry Zygoff. I don't think that, was it a he or a she? Because Terry can be both I don't think he knew what he wanted to do, because there are a lot of times this movie is very, tries to be funny, and I can tell when they're taking a comedic approach, and then suddenly they'll take a dramatic approach, and they'll go back to comedic, then dramatic, then comedic, then dramatic. This movie honestly should have just been a dramedy, because this movie handles dramatic stuff very, very well, in my opinion. And also, the movie's not that funny. Like, I didn't find the movie that funny. And I understand if you say you don't understand it. I do understand it. I was paying attention the entire time, and I wanted to laugh. There were a lot of things that were very funny. Some of the funny jokes are when he's are jokes when he's basically being terrible at being Santa, and the kids are telling him what he wants. I found that stuff funny. I found some of the things that John Ritter's character was, I found him very funny. I found his interactions with Brett, Thurman, Willie and Thurman, I found their interactions sometimes are very funny. But there were a lot of things I did not find funny at all, really. I didn't find anything funny in the beginning of this movie. I really didn't. And the movie is not as funny as I want it to be. The screenplay was overall really good. I thought the screenplay was good, but the screenplay honestly feels like something out of a drama. It does not feel like something that should be in a comedy. It just doesn't, in my opinion. It does not feel like something that should be in a comedy really at all. I was not a fan of that. I didn't like the screenplay that much. Cinematography, nothing special. I thought the cinematography was good. The editing was good. It didn't need to be any longer or shorter than it was, but let's get to my problems with the movie, which are spoilers, by the way. I'm not going to talk about many spoilers for this movie, because it's not a movie you need to talk a lot of spoilers for, but let's just get to some of the things that I do want to talk about. First of all, the random death of Bernie Mac I thought was pointless. It didn't really do anything new to the movie. His character seemed to be of importance. I mean, he's on the poster, and his character seemed to be important, and then they just killed him off, and it didn't do anything, really. It didn't change a thing, really. But then, of course, there's the really great part where the heist is almost complete, and Marcus basically tells Willie that he's gonna kill him. And his wife, Lois, tells him, basically, he has the gun and everything, and I just thought he was just gonna kill him right in there. The police end up chasing him. There's that great dramatic scene. Marcus opens fire, the police shoot at him, and Willie goes down. But I honestly just thought that he should have just died. I mean, the movie's so depressing. Why did we have to end it happily? I did not see this movie ending happily. First of all, this movie is so anti-Christmas. It's not a movie that I would say is a Christmas movie in any way, shape, or form. It has Christmas stuff in it, but it is not a movie to watch, if you want a joyous Christmas movie, don't watch this. That's why I watched, because it was so anti-Christmas, and I want to see how anti-Christmas it really was. And the other thing about this movie is that I just don't think it should have ended happily. Yes, I get it that Thurman did what Willie wanted him to do and beat up the kids. I get that. But that really felt like a middle of the scene movie. That did not seem like the end of the movie, because the end of your movie should be what sums the whole movie up. What sums the whole movie up is not Thurman. Thurman is not the main character of this movie. Willie is the main character of this movie. Let's see more of him. I wasn't a fan of the epilogue at all. I wasn't a fan of him writing that letter to him. I just was not happy with the way the movie ended. I mean, I really felt we should have gotten at least one more scene and then end the movie. I really wish that Willie didn't live, because the whole movie he is depressed. The whole movie he's depressed. The whole movie he doesn't give a shit about anything. There's a scene where he tries to commit suicide. So why all of a sudden would we just kill him off? It doesn't make any, I mean, why all of a sudden why didn't you kill him off? I don't get it. I honestly feel that just would have been the right way to go. I know some people are saying it's a comedy, but that's why I really feel the movie should have been a dramedy, because it wasn't funny. It wasn't as funny as it should be. And there's going to be a sequel to this movie. Why are we doing a sequel? This movie does not need a sequel at all. I could not even see this movie, having a sequel. I'm not interested in a sequel. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I'm probably not ever going to watch this movie again. If I do, it's going to be the scenes with him and the kid, and then I'll turn it off, because anytime you had those scenes with him and the kid, it'll randomly cut to a funny scene of Bernie Mac and Tony Cox, and I just thought that was really dumb in my opinion. I wasn't a fan of that at all. Also, the Marcus and Willie stuff I thought would go a lot farther than it did, and it seemed to go pretty far, and then the movie suddenly got funny again. I didn't like that at all, and I did not like the way they handled Willie's death. Not very well done at all, in my opinion. The way they handled his death, the way they handled him getting killed and gunned down, and the kid's just, shocked at it, was ridiculous. I didn't find it good at all. And the movie's not realistic either. I'm sorry, but the movie's not realistic, and I know people are going to say, oh, it's not realistic, of course, that's your complaint, but it's true, it's not realistic. I mean, I understand that you have to sort of suspend your disbelief for this movie, but when you that you would never hire this kind of Santa. I understand that. But what's not realistic about it is the fact that he gets gunned down 8 times, and he doesn't die once. That doesn't make any sense in my opinion, and I really felt his character should have died. But that's basically my review of Bad Santa. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys saw this movie. I personally really wanted to enjoy this movie, and I didn't. There were a lot of aspects I did, but there was more aspects that I didn't like about it. And this is produced by the Coen brothers. And I'm sorry, Coen brothers. I love your work, but this was probably the worst thing I've seen from the Coen brothers. I'm going to be honest. Billy Bob Thornton, stick to stuff like Fargo. You're doing a good job there. I thought you were good in this, and I'm not going to bash people that's in this movie. People that were in the movie, I understand why you did it. I'm not going to bash people that were in it. I have no problem with the people that were in it or anything. They did a good job, but I just really thought this movie didn't work like I wanted to, and really was a complaint for me. But that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for either another classic Christmas review, or for my review of tonight's episode of The Missing, which I have not seen yet, and I will probably watch it tomorrow. So I will see you guys for that. And again, let me know what you guys think of this movie. Sorry that I didn't like it, but I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. See you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.